Hi, and welcome back to More Than ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. During this vlog video, we're going to go ahead and talk about phonological awareness. Phonological awareness is a really fun way to engage in literacy with your child. Phonological awareness has to do with the ability to separate out and play with sounds within words without the use of the written letters. When children have strong phonological awareness, they can recognize when words rhyme, and then they can come up with their own rhyming words. So throughout this little video, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate several different songs and finger plays and rhymes that you can use with your children that will help them learn sounds of words and rhymes that will help them be able to play with the sounds of words. And then when they begin the reading stages, they'll be able to pick up those sounds and make out words and become stronger readers. Phonological awareness is really a foundation step of being able to read, hearing the sounds of words and knowing what those sounds create and how they go together. Really help children strengthen those literacy skills when they get to reading actual words. So the first thing that I want to do with you is we're going to go ahead and do an action rhyme. The action rhyme that I'm going to use with you is called Clap Your Hands. And this is a great rhyme because it puts movement with the rhyming words. And movement is another way to get those sounds and the words to connect in your child's brain. So a great way to introduce rhyming songs and action rhymes and riddles and all kinds of different ways to play with sound with your child is to make sure that you read through the text slowly with them. Just go over each word, sound out the different sounds for each word and letter in it. Then read it with your child a couple of times for practice. And then for action rhymes, practice the hand motions. For riddles, practice the word games. So as you're going through it, before you really get into doing it, practice it a few times. So that way you have the words down, your child begins to know the words, and you guys can really incorporate it together. Then, after a couple of practice rounds, you have your child do the action rhyme for you. And if you're doing a riddle, do it again with new words for your child to guess. So as I said, we're going to go ahead and do Clap Your Hands. And Clap Your Hands goes to along of the song Row, Row, Row Your Boat. So it goes like this. Ready? Clap, clap, clap your hands. So the action rhyme that we're going to sing is Clap Your Hands. And Clap Your Hands goes along to the song Row, Row, Row Your Boat. So I'm going to go ahead and sing it for you as a demonstration. Just remember that anytime you want to look up an action rhyme or any type of silly singing rhyming songs, you can just type them into Google and they'll show up for you with the words and the action steps. So here we go. Ready? Clap, clap, clap your hands with me. Clap them fast, clap them slow, clap your hands with me. And so it's really great because you can insert anything you want for the word clap. You can stomp your feet, snap your fingers, wiggle your fingers, shake your head, all kinds of ways to make the action rhyme work, but it is a rhyme and it does help them understand the rhyming through the actions. So the next one we want to do is a riddle. So riddles are slightly different because what the riddle is going to do is going to say a phrase and then the child has to answer the phrase and figure out the riddle. So for example, this riddle is eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And so to play the game, repeat the following riddle to your child and then have them pick out of the 3 words which one does not rhyme. So here it goes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 2 can stay, but 1 must go. Tree, bee, run. And then your child would pick the word that doesn't rhyme. Tree and bee rhyme, run does not. And this can go on all the time, anytime throughout your day. And just come up with 3 different words, 2 that rhyme, 1 that doesn't, and have your child start to pick them out. Another great way to work through phonological awareness is through finger plays. There are so many finger plays out there and children just absolutely love them. My most favorite one is 5 green and speckled frogs. And there's different ways that you can do this. You can do it with no props at all, or you can add engagement to it and create props for it. For me, it's 5 green and speckled frogs is one of my favorites. You can draw 5 little green frogs, put them on your finger, and sing the song. But for simplicity's sake, so that you can see that you can do this at any time and you don't need props to sing, I'm going to do it without them. 5 green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs. Glub, glub. And so then you just keep going until you counted down and you got all the way to no green speckled frogs. But I'm sure you know of many other finger plays, such as 5 little monkeys swinging in a tree, 5 little ducklings swimming in a pond. There's all kinds of different ones, and you can just look up finger plays again on a search, and many of them will come up. They'll come up with the finger plays for you, and feel free to cut, color, draw, anything on paper to add to the finger plays. It's as simple as putting on a piece of paper, putting a little piece of tape on the back of it, and sticking it to your hand and making the finger play go. Children absolutely get engaged with it. If you do use the props, they tend to really like taking the pieces off your hand as you count down, and it's also a great math activity as well. So you're sliding in some other learning in addition just to building phonological awareness. So this next song I'm going to demonstrate for you is a very silly rhyming song, and it's another great one to help them do rhyming in through song. I always clap with it. I pat my legs and then I clap my hands and I sing along, and the children do it with me. And then it's really fun to see the younger children listening to the rhymes you make up, and then as they get older, they come up with their own rhymes. And it doesn't even have to be real words. It can be silly words that don't make sense as long as they sound rhyming together. It's all about, again, it's all about the play with sounds is what phonological awareness is. Play with sounds, be silly with it, make up words that don't make sense, or make up sounds that aren't real words. It's okay. It's all beginning to understand what letters make sounds and how they go together. So Down by the Bay goes like this. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say, have you ever seen a fly wearing a tie down by the bay? Hey! It's really fun. It's energetic. The words are slow so the children can hear it. And then you get your rhyming in there. And again, it can be made up into many, many different things. So as you go through the rhyming games and the rhyming songs and the riddles and the finger plays and all those ways of playing with words, your children will begin to really understand the sounds of words and different sounds, how they go together. So you can start looking at initial sounds. Great ways to do initial sounds is to walk around your house and look for different objects and see if the child can pick up an initial sound, such as like in the kitchen, all the different foods, or when you're at the dinner table, you could talk about, let's say you're having some bananas and some pasta. So you could say bananas. The letter B and banana starts with the sound B for bananas. What if we put a B in front of pasta? We'd have, now that you've really enjoyed lots of different rhyming games, finger plays, action rhymes with your child, and they're really getting the hang of sounds of words, this is a great time to start with initial sounds of words. So for example, you could have at your dinner table the different foods. You could be having, let's say we're having steak. And so after you've been spending time doing rhyming songs, finger plays, and action rhymes with your children, there's another way that you can begin to build phonological awareness, and that's with understanding initial sounds with words. So for example, a great place to talk about initial sounds could be at the meal table. Let's talk about dinner, for instance. How about possibly we're having zucchini and pasta for dinner? The word zucchini starts with the Z sound of Z, zucchini. And so you could play around with that word and call all the other foods with that initial sound. So for example, you could say we're having zucchini and zasta. And then your child will have some fun with dinner and maybe start making up other words that start with the letter Z and working on building that initial sound understanding and putting it in front of other words. A great song that I absolutely love for initial sounds is called Willoughby Wallaby Woo. And it's a lot of repetitive initial sounds as you go on. And you can do it with the names of your children to start with, or the names of everyone in the family to start with, but that doesn't mean you can't name other objects in the house. So here is an example of how the song goes. Again, type it into a search browser and it will pop up for you with the words. But here it goes as an example for you so you can hear the tune. Willoughby Wallaby Woo, an elephant sat on you. Willoughby Wallaby Wee, an elephant sat on me. Ah! Willoughby Wallaby Woo, an elephant sat on you. And then your child can fall over. And then you can go, Willoughby Wallaby Weston, an elephant sat on Justin. And so you can sing different names and they fall over. It's really fun because they like to fall over. So if you have a few children that you're working with, they all lay down and fall down and it gets silly and giggly. But you could also label furniture too. Willoughby Wallaby where, an elephant sat on a chair. Oh no, it broke. So you could go like that. Also, you can change the W to different letter sounds and really work on those initial sounds as well. So for example, we could do S. Syllaby, solaby, sue, an elephant sat on you. So you can change it out to any letter in the alphabet. Sometimes children really enjoy that if you use their initial letter sound of their name, because that's typically one of the first words that they learn is their own name, and they learn the letter sounds in their own name. So anything that you can do that centers it around them and their own identity really gets them engaged. So keep it up. Great work. Also, I want to show you a game. So if you're not a singing person, remember, children do not care about how you sound when you sing. But if you're not a singing person, that's okay too. There are several different games that you could play, and one of them could be a memory match game. So what you would do is you would find a bunch of different pictures of things that, oh, frog's upside down. Find a bunch of different pictures of animals, objects, anything at all, foods that rhyme together. So here you see I have frog and dog. And so when you're playing the memory match game, you have them laid down on the table, and of course you take turns. You would flip them over. Oh, I picked a frog. Let me see if I can find one that matches with frog. Oh, I picked dog. Those ones are rhyming words, frog, dog. I get to keep that pair. So it's another way to introduce initial sounds and different types of rhyming without necessarily having to sing. So there's all of these great ways to engage phonological awareness with your child. I sure hope that you learned a little something and got some great new ways to play with your children around phonological awareness. Remember that this can take place anywhere. If you're on a long car ride, break out into a silly rhyming song with your child. It'll get them engaged in the conversation and engaged with learning literacy skills. If you're in the house and you have 5 minutes between transitions, or you're trying to go from one place to another, do a quick finger play and sing it out with them. There's all kinds of places that you can do this with them, waiting in the doctor's office or going on a walk around the park. Wherever you are, you can always engage in these activities with your children. And I thank First 5 Siskiyou for bringing you these vlog series. Remember, go check their website as well as their Facebook page. Here you'll find the most up-to-date information on different trainings and Zoom meetings that they host to help strengthen our early childhood community. And remember, look at the Dolly Parton Imagination Library to help build your own personal library at home. Each month, your child will receive a free book that's age appropriate for them. Again, always read, sing, talk, and play every day. Have a great one.